What's cracking, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. New video. This video should probably be on the big channel because this is the channel. This is my WS channel. It's the channel that I prefer to do reactions on and try to, have more fun and, laugh more. I like doing it on the other channel as well, but this one is more my reaction channel. But the video that's on this, that I released on this channel today, is not monetized. I really haven't made any money on this channel so far in February because they keep demonetizing, but here we are again. We work, right? We work through it. Now, I get asked a lot in the comment section about the one percenters, motorcycle gangs, motorcycle clubs, the one percenters. People ask me to tell stories about the one percenters while I was in prison. And I don't have any stories for you in prison. I will say this. I've never seen an HA, a House Angel, in the CDC. I've never seen anybody with it tattooed on them. And I remember asking about them once when I very first came in. Now, I don't know if this is still true. I don't know anything about that. But I was told that in the 70s, Sonny Barger had did some time and he made some promises that he didn't keep. And because of that, you didn't see HAs. Now, I'm sure there were HAs. They probably just weren't flying it in there, because I think there was something going on. I don't know. It wasn't my world, right? But I do have a connection to two groups, right? And I'll talk about the first one. Now, this is a story, and I promise you guys this. I can't get into the details. When put it like this, when someone passes away, I will tell the story. I can't tell it while this person is still alive. And hopefully this person will be alive another 50, 60, 70, 100 years, right? But I will say this. So I was born in the San Gabriel Valley. 1974. I was born, my mom had turned 16 exactly 3 months, exactly 3 months before I was born. My mom turned 16. My mom was just a baby. My mom was a product of the LA County foster care system, and back then it was just, it was rough. She was, a gang member, and she decided that she wanted something better when I was born. And, so she wasn't running around in the streets trying to gangbang or nothing, but, it still wasn't a good environment. I've talked about it before. But for the first 3 years of my life, it was just my mom and I right there in Temple City. And my dad was running around in Santa Barbara, and doing whatever he was doing, and my mom was in LA. My dad would come on the weekends and hang out and go back. And it wasn't until 1977, from what I was told, where my dad told my mom, let's go ahead and try to be a family. Wow. Adam's family. It was dysfunctional. It was fucking violent, but it was family, right? But that's a different story, a story I've told already. If you guys want me to tell it again, I would, but it would be on the other channel now. Back to those 3 years in Temple City. My mom was 16 when she had me, on her own, had nobody. But there was a one percenter group in the area. Now, I know the Mongols have a chapter in Temple City. So it's my belief that when my mom would tell me about the bikers that would always look out for her and me, would stop by every night to make sure she was safe and I was safe, would make sure that there was food in the refrigerator and in the cupboards, I believe it was the Mongols. And it's a trip because later on, I don't have the memories of those men, that group, those one percenters of people that, and that was a different time when one percenters were really, really, I mean, they got hitters, but there's more regular guys that are getting patched in, and it's not like it used to be. But this is in the 70s when it was like that, where you had outlaws on those bikes. And the picture that is painted of them from that era is not the picture that was painted for me when my mom says, yeah, they were the only ones that would come around and make sure that you and I were safe and you and I had food. So I have that. That's my thing with the Mongols. Again, like I said, when I'm able to, I will tell a story of a huge help that the Mongols were. That's all I can say. And then later, so my area, everybody in the area knows, back in the 70s, back in the 80s, I believe into the 90s, the HAs were deep. Ventura was, they were deep. And Ventura's right next door. So the HAs used to always go to the Cold Springs Tavern. They'd wind up going up there and having fucking bar fights with the forestry rangers or forestry crew, whatever those guys were, and big old lumberjack woods that chopping trees down and shit. The HAs and them would go drink at Cold Springs Taverns and fight, right? Well, when I got busted for my murder, somebody in my family knew a lot of the HAs, a lot of the Hells Angels, right? Close to them. And to remind people, I got arrested 2 days after the murder. I was not a suspect. Nobody was looking for me. Cops had no idea. One of my crimies turned himself in, and him and two of his female family members told the cops it was me. Why do you have him in custody when that guy is the one that did it? They were like, what? And I was on parole. Once they knew I was involved, they got a task force together. They surrounded the pad, came and got me. And one day I went to visit, and somebody in my family tells me, hey, they were like, and I'm behind glass, of course, and they let me know that the Hells Angels made it clear that the person that told on me wouldn't be able to testify against me if I wanted that. It wasn't my own homeboys from the neighborhood. It wasn't anybody from Bruta that was like, hey, Holmes, that's fucked up. We'll handle that. It was HAs that reached out and said, hey, we can find him easy. We can make that go away. And I told my family member, this is West Side business. Tell him thank you, but no thank you. It's West Side business. He's running around. He's on bail. It was in the newspaper that he snitched on me. He's running around the neighborhood and he's blaming other people. Oh, they got it wrong. If they're not going to do it, then nobody does it. So those are my two stories when it comes to one percenters. When people are asking, what do I know about them? Those are two things. Like I said, I have one other thing that I could talk about, but not yet. And like I said, hopefully I'll never get a chance to tell that story. But because there are people involved in that story who are still alive, and there's no statute of limitations on certain things, I can't talk about that. And I noticed, like everything now, right? Everything has kind of simmered down within the gang culture, within the one percenter culture. but nobody better sleep on nobody. They still got hitters. They just moving in silence like they're supposed to, right? Anyways, that's my video for today. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Hopefully you guys enjoy. You got 4 videos out of me today. I'm doing this because you guys have been showing me so much support, man. And both of the channels have been blowing up. You know, it's been a sustained high viewership. And I really, really appreciate that. And that motivates me to make sure I do get in front of these hot ass lights in this hoodie. It was cold before I sat down and ran these 2 videos right now. But I mean, I got to do what I got to do. I got to give you guys what you guys want, as long as I'm comfortable with it. And hopefully you guys are enjoying what I'm putting out, man. With that said, everybody, please be safe, be smart, and tell the ones you love that you love them. I'm out.